This module discusses the many types of abuse.
When you were younger, the responsibility for keeping you safe fell solely on your parents and other caregivers. They made sure there was nothing around you that could harm you, and they rarely let you out of their sight. We will be covering different topics in this module, but first want to go over some basic definitions.
Abuse is when a youth is harmed or threatened with harm by a person responsible for their care.
Neglect happens when a person responsible for the care of a child or youth fails to provide for their needs.
Boundaries are the limits and rules we set for ourselves, including personal, your body, emotional, your feelings, and property, your possessions. A person with healthy boundaries can say no to others when they feel their boundaries are being violated, and others should respect it.
The majority of adults want only what is best for you. Some adults and youth, however, engage in abusive behavior.
Many youth who experience abuse feel they are alone or the only one. Well, you aren't, and help is available no matter who the abuser is.
If you think that you are being abused, the most important thing you can do is tell a trusted adult. Never keep it a secret, even if the person hurting you tells you that something bad will happen if you tell.
Trusting someone after you've been hurt can be hard to do. If you can't trust anyone at home, talk to someone at school, like a teacher, counselor, or maybe the school nurse, or even a friend's mom or dad. And if that person can't help you, keep telling until you get the help you need to feel safe.
Abuse is not your fault, and you don't deserve it.
If you're experiencing abuse, or hear of it happening to someone else, or are having feelings about harming yourself, immediately tell a trusted adult. In an emergency, call 911.
Additional resources are the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Abuse and neglect affect people from infancy through their teenage years, so it is important to understand and recognize them. During this course, you will learn about sexual abuse by adults, grooming behaviors, sexual abuse by other youth, physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, violence in the home, and personal safety. Click on each topic to learn more.
Be prepared and recognize that anyone could be an abuser. You may have heard the term stranger danger. While some strangers can be dangerous, an abuser is usually a person you already know. It can be a brother, sister, teacher, neighbor, leader, or another youth who takes advantage of you or someone you know.
Abusers can be very skilled at influencing young people, so be aware of situations that could put you at risk. If another youth or adult in a position of trust or authority asks you to do something you know is wrong or to keep a secret, they are violating personal safety rules and should be reported immediately to a trusted adult. Adults who abuse may manipulate, bribe, coerce, threaten, or force you or others into feeling like a partner in the sexual activity. They most often use a multi-step process called grooming that focuses on your needs and possibly on your parents' needs as well.
In fact, these individuals may even be well liked by your parents, other trusted adults, and leaders. That does not mean you have to trust them. Adults who intend to sexually harm you may ask to spend a lot of time alone with you, maybe even with your parents' permission, and to create a special friendship with you. They may offer overnight trips, special outings, money, and inappropriate gifts including alcohol and drugs and pornography. Never accept a drink you didn't see poured to help prevent someone from drugging you.
An abuser will manipulate your trust and your need for affection or attention to make you feel special. Once the potential abuser has identified you as a target, the grooming process usually moves to what looks like harmless touching, which can lead to exposure of private parts.
You may feel trapped overwhelmed, confused or ashamed, and afraid to tell. You may like the attention at first, but then become confused about what is happening. It is a red flag if an adult talks to you about sexual matters. You may find it difficult to immediately report or tell someone about the abuse because of fear or love of the individual abusing you.
Sometimes our bodies freeze as a natural response to the touch or attention. This may be confusing because sometimes it feels good. If this happens, remember, it is not your fault, even if you don't yell no or stop in that moment. You can still respond later by following up with a parent or trusted adult.
Know there are trusted adults available who will understand and help you. If you experience this or hear of it happening to someone else, or are having feelings about harming yourself, immediately tell a trusted adult. In an emergency, call 911.
You may not realize you are being groomed until it's too late. A potential abuser may do any of the following.
Work to become a close friend of your family and make him or herself overly accessible to your family. Manipulate you with gifts and favors.
Encourages you to keep secrets. Befriends you through interests such as video games or sports activities.
Ask you to model for photos or videos. Or expose you to pornography, drugs or alcohol.
Engages in progressive, invasive touching such as hugs, back rubs, neck massages, wrestling, etc.
Seeks opportunities to be undressed or shower with you. Engages you in playing sexually themed games.
Manipulates you through their position of authority, like a leader, a boss, teacher, pastor, a police officer, a firefighter, or even a doctor.
They manipulate your need for love, attention, recognition, and affection. These and other behaviors can be very confusing. To keep you or others silent, the abuser will try to convince you that you are equally responsible for what occurred and that you will get in trouble if you tell. Don't believe them. This is not true.
The Scout Law states that a Scout is obedient. However, that does not mean you have to obey an adult or an older youth when that person tells you to do something that you feel is wrong or abusive. In these situations, you have the right to say no.
If this is happening to you or someone else you know, as soon as it is safe, get away from the situation and tell a trusted adult. There are people that care about you and will listen. In an emergency, call 911. It's also possible for a youth of similar age or older to abuse you through force, position of authority, or manipulation, or you may be dating or in a relationship with them.
Anytime you find yourself in a game, club initiation, or other situation that starts to involve sexual activity, be aware that this is a form of sexual abuse and should be stopped and reported immediately.
Areas that pose the greatest risks are overnight activities, such as sleepovers and campouts that have areas of isolation and are out of sight. And being alone in places where privacy is expected, including latrines, bathrooms, showering facilities, etc., or other areas that involve little or no adult supervision. Always remember, don't go alone and take your buddy or buddies with you.
If someone is hurting you or making you uncomfortable, ask the person to stop or leave. Remember, you can yell no or stop or other attempts to draw attention to the abuse. As soon as it's safe for you, get away from the situation and tell a trusted adult. There are people that care about you and that will listen. Physical abuse is one of the most easily noticed forms of abuse. It occurs when a parent or caregiver causes physical injury to you or another, such as bruises, red marks, cuts, welts, muscle sprains, burns, scrapes, or broken bones. It is important that this be immediately reported to a trusted adult. This abuse is especially devastating when a parent, the person you depend on for protection and safety, is the abuser.
The abuser may also be a person you're dating. The physical damage may heal, but your emotional reaction to this trauma often remains because you don't know when the abuser will become physically violent or how far they will go. It's stressful and you have no control, and that can increase your fear and anxiety.
It's normal to feel upset, angry, and confused when someone hurts you, but don't blame yourself or worry that others will be angry with you. Even if you think you've done something wrong, that does not make it okay for someone to hurt you. If this is happening to you or someone you know that you did nothing wrong. As soon as it's safe for you, get away from the situation and tell a trusted adult. There are people that care about you and will listen.
Contrary to some people's beliefs, words can hurt. Emotional abuse damages self-esteem and is just as harmful as other forms of abuse.
Emotional abuse can come in many forms. Although it often happens through insulting or belittling words, it can also be total indifference or withholding affection and touch. These physical displays are important to youth's emotional development, so withholding them as punishment can be devastating, making you feel unwanted, unworthy, or unloved. It also takes away your sense of security.
Examples of emotional abuse include name-calling and making negative comparisons to others, telling you or another that they're no good, worthless, bad, or a mistake. Exposing you or another to violence against others, whether it is against the other parent, a sibling, or even a pet. Withholding love, support, or guidance.
You may love the caregiver who is abusing you and may be afraid of what could happen if you disclose the abuse. Emotionally abused youth often think that being called names or denied affection is a normal way of life, so they may not tell anyone what is happening. As with physical abuse, the consequences of emotional abuse are severe and can often last into adulthood.
Having a positive relationship with a trusted adult, a loving, nurturing parent, grandparent, or other individuals can help lessen some of the negative effects of emotional abuse. If this is happening to you or someone you know, as soon as it's safe, get away from the situation and tell a trusted adult. There are people that care about you and will listen. Most parents don't set out to neglect their children. Unfortunately, due to a variety of factors, some parents can't adequately meet a child's needs. For example, a parent on drugs or with mental health issues.
Neglect typically falls into 5 categories. Physical neglect is not caring for a child's basic needs like hygiene, clothing, nutrition or shelter, or abandoning that child. Medical neglect is denying or delaying medical or dental treatment. Inadequate supervision is leaving a child who can't care for themselves home alone, not protecting a child from safety hazards, or leaving a child with inadequate caregivers. Educational neglect is failing to enroll a child in school, allowing a child to repeatedly skip school, or ignoring a child's special education needs. Neglect can also involve exposing you to harmful substances or material, such as drugs, alcohol, or pornography, or to harmful practices such as violent behavior.
Child neglect isn't always the result of a parent purposefully failing to attend to their children's need. Sometimes they don't have the money or resources. No matter the reason, help is available. If you or someone you know is experiencing neglect, please tell a trusted adult. In an emergency, call 911.
You or others may grow up in a home or neighborhood where yelling, hitting, fighting, and other forms of violence occur, often daily.
To someone living in this environment, it may even begin to seem like the normal way to treat other people.
Every family has arguments. But when the yelling goes too far and someone gets hurt, or if you live in constant fear in your home or environment, you need to seek help from a trusted adult.
When youth are exposed to violence in the home, their responses may vary.
Some may become fearful and start to prefer to stay at home, and some may run away.
Some may have trouble sleeping and concentrating in school.
Some may have their appetites change, and some may complain of headaches or stomach aches.
Some may relive the event again and again in their minds, causing them to have nightmares.
Some may become more aggressive, violent, and self-destructive. Remember, violence in your home is not your fault. If you or someone you know is experiencing this, it must be reported to a trusted adult.
In an emergency, call 911. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255.
What you need to know to stay safe. Trust your instincts or feelings.
Expect privacy.
Say no to unwanted touching or affection.
Say no to anyone's inappropriate demands and requests.
Withhold information that could jeopardize your safety.
Have your personal, emotional, and property boundaries respected.
Respect the boundaries of others.
Inform trusted adults about gifts.
Be rude or unhelpful if the situation warrants.
Run, scream, and make a scene.
Physically fight off unwanted advances.
And ask for help.
Abusive behavior can come in many forms. Whether the abuse is a slap, a harsh comment, silence, or not knowing if there will be dinner on the table, the end result is a child that feels unsafe, uncared for, and alone.
Anytime someone does something to you that your instincts tell you is wrong, violates what you learned in this module, or makes you feel threatened or uncomfortable, tell someone you trust.
Be an upstander. If you see, suspect, or hear of another youth that's experiencing abuse of any type, be brave and tell a trusted adult. Upstanders are prepared at all times to do the right thing at the right moment.
If you have any concerns about your safety, the safety of others, or the actions of leaders, parents, or persons in positions of authority, you should speak to your trusted adult immediately.
In an emergency, call 911 or the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Congratulations, you've completed the abuse module.